For 12 years, this statue of Robert Baden-Powell has perched here on Poole Quay without complaint, overlooking Brownsea Island, where he founded the scouting movement.
By taking that down, you are giving in to thuggery.
Calls for it to be removed because of his alleged racism, homophobia and support of Adolf Hitler were given short shrift by locals.
The vast majority of people in this town want this to stay.
We feel very strongly about this statue. It is here and it is in that position for a reason. It faces Brownsea Island, which is where the Scout movement was founded by Baden-Powell. His history has nothing to do with the removal of this statue.
So you want it to stay?
Absolutely,
yes,
100%.
Bring in this
I will fight you!
Just tell me.
There's nobody against it. They want it here.
Some scouts felt so strongly they travelled from South Wales to voice their support.
As soon as I saw it on Facebook last night with the newspaper article, I knew I had to come down and voice my opinion. It's disgusting, it really is.
More than 10,000 people have now signed an online petition urging the council not to move the statue. Well, this is the nearest pub to the Baden-Powell statue, the Lord Nelson. You don't have to travel far in England to find signs of the country's past. And in Norfolk, there are calls now for 2 statues of Nelson to be taken down. In Bristol, the council has now fished the toppled statue of 17th century slave owner Edward Colston out of the water so it can be placed in a museum. And in Cardiff, the Lord Mayor is leading calls for a statue of slave owner Thomas Picton to be removed from Cardiff City Hall.
Well, here inside City Hall we have something called the Hall of Heroes, where there are statues of eminent figures from Wales's history, and I simply think Thomas Picton doesn't belong amongst them. I don't think he's a hero. I think his actions were evil, abhorrent. I think it's more appropriate he be removed from the Marble Hall where he is now and taken to a museum. It's more appropriate, and the context of what he's done can be more clearly and better understood.
Sky News contacted 43 councils with a total of 58 statues between them, which have been criticised for their links to racism, slavery or colonialism. Of the 33 councils that responded, 28 said they were now undertaking a review of at least some of the statues in their area or were planning to consult local residents about their future. 5 councils said they were not planning to review the locations or appropriateness of the statues in their area. The council here in Poole says it only wants to move the statue because it fears it could be targeted and toppled.
No way! No way!
But locals fear that if it's taken away, it won't return. And neither will the thousands of tourists who come here every year to celebrate the founding father of the scouting movement. Enda Brady, Sky News, indoors.